Here we go. An alert. Deadly missiles striking a Syrian airbase after a poison attack killed more than 40 victims 48 hours ago, including many children. The Pentagon denying any involvement in the strikes as Syria points fingers at U.S. ally Israel. Did they do it? We don't know. GOP Senator Lindsey Graham sits on the Armed Services Committee and joins us now to react. So at least 14 dead, including Iranians. Senator, this wasn't us. Do you believe it's Israel?
I don't know, but they would have every justification to act because Iran is very embedded in Syria, along with Hezbollah.
All right, so we don't know who did it, but the president tweeted out very specifically there's going to be retribution. What do you think he's referring to? What do you hope he does?
Well, he says we'll pay a big price, so let's build that out. So the regime has to pay a big price. What would be a big price? To lose your Air Force. This should be the last time a barrel bomb is dropped on innocent civilians by the Assad Air Force. We have the capability to destroy his Air Force, to ground his air fleet, and we should use that capability. Their air bases are fixed places on Earth. We have the capability to shut them down, and we should make him pay a heavy price by destroying his air capability.
You could argue that he's the most brutal killer on the planet right now, Bashar Assad. There's no way this guy should be in power if it wasn't for the Russians.
Right.
Should we be targeting him?
Yes, I think now he is a legitimate war criminal in the eyes of the international community, and that Assad and his inner circle should be considered war criminals, legitimate military targets. If you have the opportunity to take him out, you should. You should ground his Air Force. You should destroy his Air Force. We should set up safe zones inside of Syria, telling the Russians and the Iranians and anything left of Assad, if you cross this line, we'll shoot you down. So the Syrian people can regroup, get the Arabs involved more. They should pay more. They should have a larger presence in Syria, and train up the Syrian Arabs and Kurds to take Assad on, so you can get a better peace agreement at Geneva by changing the balance of power. The world is watching the president. Iran is watching the president. Russia is watching the president, and North Korea is watching the president. This president has a chance to do exactly the opposite of Obama. Send a strong signal that there's a new sheriff in town. Right. And America's back.
Senator, they might be evil, but they're not stupid. They know the president just was winging it kind of seemingly and says, I want to pull our troops out and get our people out of there. This prevents him from doing that. Why would they want that? If they want us out, why would they do this?
Well, they think that the Western world is basically already gone anyway. The president is yelling at the world to help him more. The Arabs are there, but not enough of a presence. They really do believe that this will be a one-and-done strike, that the Western world is not going to come back, that the Arabs are not going to do anything differently. He's trying to show his enemy, I can do anything, do you I want to. The rest of the world just talks. He really believes this will be met with a very small response, one attack, and it will be over. And if that happens, God help us all.
We only have 45 seconds left, but I understand you called the president. DACA could be rising from the dead in the next few weeks? What can you tell us?
The president wants to do a DACA deal. Border wall money plus other border security measures are very much on the table. Our southern border is porous. It needs to be rebuilt strongly, and the DACA kids need to have certainty in their lives. I hope this president can find Democrats to work with him, and I hope he'll send a signal to Assad and every other thug and dictator in the world. When you cross my red lines, you pay a heavy price. Very defining moment for President Trump, and I think he'll rise to the occasion.
He certainly has the defense money to do it now, and he's certainly got the Secretary of Defense that knows how. Senator Lindsey Graham, thanks so much. Appreciate you getting up early for us. Just trust me, you're going to get a lot done today.